we are kicking things off with major developments in Oshkosh. The Oshkosh Common Council went into closed session to tackle a massive $12.5 million bid for the city center waterfront property. Business owners are seriously worried about the potential sale, and key figures like Tricia Rathermel, president of the Greater Oshkosh Economic Development Corporation, are weighing in on the long-term viability of the site and how to keep businesses thriving downtown. We dive deep into the concerns raised by Council Member Paul Esslinger regarding tax bases and property contamination that could drastically change the local landscape.
Never get caught with a dead phone again. This INIU portable charger is compact, travel-friendly, and gives you fast 45-watt charging with a built-in USB-C cable, so there's no need to carry extra cords. With 10,000 mAh power, it's perfect for busy days, trips, emergencies, or anytime your battery drops too low. Grab yours on Amazon through the link in the comments before your phone hits 1%.
Next up, we have a massive financial sting operation in Norfolk. Federal prosecutors have arrested a Nigerian man, Habib Anababa, in the United Kingdom following a massive romance scheme that drained over $1.3 million from the city of Norfolk's corporate account through more than 900 fraudulent transactions. We examine how this scheme used gift cards and cryptocurrency, and the reaction from Norfolk city leaders who are working with the FBI to recover taxpayer money. Now shifting gears to education and investment, Governor Mike Braun made a big move in Indianapolis. The governor visited an early childhood center after announcing a $200 million investment in CCDF vouchers, which is set to help thousands of low-income families start accessing affordable education next month. We talked to St. Mary's Early Childhood Center Executive Director Michelle Radomski about what this means for 43,000 kids in Indiana and the commitment to expanding early education access. And finally, we wrap up with some big news from the NFL. Seahawks first-round pick Jadarian Price was introduced to Seattle media alongside head coach Mike McDonald and president of football operations John Schneider at the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. Stay with us as we bring you the full stories, and don't forget to tell us what you want to see covered in your neighborhood. The Oshkosh Common Council convened in a closed session on April 22 to deliberate the potential purchase of the city center waterfront property, proposing an offer of $12.5 million. Despite the council's stated goals of enhancing community identity, attracting talent, and boosting the local economy, business owners currently operating in the building have expressed significant apprehension regarding the proposal. During the meeting, Tricia Rathermel, president of the Greater Oshkosh Economic Development Corporation, emphasized the need to consider the long-term viability of the site and strategies for maintaining existing businesses in the area. However, Council member Paul Esslinger voiced serious reservations about the acquisition. He raised critical concerns regarding the potential impact on the city's tax base, unresolved environmental contamination on the property, and the uncertainty facing current tenants. Esslinger questioned the council's decision-making process, stating, "If we buy it, then we take it off the tax rolls, and we can ill afford to do that. There's contamination with the property. What happens with the contamination?" Business owners shared similar anxieties about the potential long-term disruption. Alyssa Eaton, executive director of Reflections of Grace Performing Arts School and a children's dance instructor, highlighted the lack of control over the future, noting, "I don't know that we have a lot of control either. That's what feels not fun. Parents are going, what's going on? Are you going to be here?" And I'm like, I don't know. The Oshkosh Common Council is scheduled to make a final decision on the matter at its meeting on Tuesday, May 12. City Manager Rebecca Grill is anticipated to release a video providing further details regarding the potential acquisition. A Nigerian man has been arrested in the United Kingdom following a massive romance and financial fraud scheme that resulted in the draining of over $1.3 million from the corporate accounts of the city of Norfolk. Federal prosecutors and court records indicate that the scheme involved more than 900 fraudulent transactions. Habib Anababa, 29, was indicted on bank fraud charges. Authorities utilized his Nigerian voter card to locate and subsequently arrest him in the UK, with the United States seeking his extradition. The operation spanned nearly a year and involved at least 6 women, aged between 20 and 30, who were allegedly recruited to transfer funds out of the city's corporate account into various personal accounts. The scheme incorporated the use of gift cards and cryptocurrency. According to documents, the women claimed they met Anababa on a dating website, where he allegedly claimed he needed assistance transferring money or was living overseas. The fraudulent transactions ranged in value, from small amounts up to $20,000. City of Norfolk leaders alerted the FBI after the bank notified them of the missing funds. The City of Norfolk issued a statement confirming they were made aware of fraudulent ACH debits in 2020 and collaborated with the bank, the city treasurer, and the FBI to recover the funds. The city emphasized that it has established procedures, including the implementation of a fraud hotline, to monitor and detect such activity. Crime analyst Richard James commented that the victims of this case are the taxpayers, while the victims of the scheme are the banking institutions. James suggested that the method used to obtain the city's bank account information was likely deliberate, hypothesizing that government or FBI agencies may intentionally withhold methods to prevent account hacking. He stressed the need for stronger checks and balances to protect taxpayer money, pointing out that internal monitoring or an audit by the banking institution or city accounting department should have flagged the suspicious ACH withdrawals earlier. Indianapolis, Indiana, Governor Mike Braun visited an early childhood center on Thursday following his announcement of a $200 million investment in Childcare and Development Fund, CCDF, vouchers, aimed at providing crucial early education access for low-income families. The funding is set to begin assisting families next month, with an anticipated increase of 14,000 new vouchers available, supplementing the existing support for 43,000 children currently relying on these vouchers in the state. During his visit to St. Mary's Early Childhood Center, Braun met with staff and children in their classrooms. Michelle Radomski, executive director of the center, stated that the visit underscored the governor's dedication to expanding accessible early education. "We want all children in Indiana to be able to have affordable, accessible early childhood education, and we want to be a part of that conversation because we feel like we do know how to provide it," Radomski commented. St. Mary's Early Childhood Center is one of several providers across Indiana that stand to benefit from the new funding. Approximately 17 to 18% of the 200 children enrolled across the center's 4 locations currently utilize CCDF or on May Way pre-K vouchers. Addressing the backlog, Braun acknowledged the significant waitlist, noting that 14,000 children are currently on the CCDF waitlist. He stressed the importance of immediate relief for families, clarifying that the budget will not reopen until the state legislature acts in January. Braun indicated a strategic approach to funding, stating, "That's probably wise to make sure that what we're seeing in positive cash flow keeps knocking it out of the park, so we ought to be in good shape next year to take on some stuff, more so than what we've even done in the past." The governor also emphasized that private investment can serve as a supplement to the state's CCDF funding. State Representative Greg Porter, D. Indianapolis, voiced support for the $200 million proposal, but urged earlier action to prevent daycare closures. Porter suggested that while the new funding is a positive step, there is an additional $100 million in the Financial Responsibility and Opportunity Growth Fund that could be redirected to CCDF vouchers. "I would encourage our governor to next year as we craft the budget to make sure we put more money in the budget next year for CCDF to help our families," Porter stated. Radomski concluded by highlighting the long-term impact, asserting that investing in children now sets them up for success throughout their education and into adulthood. Seattle Seahawks first-round pick Jadarian Price was officially introduced to Seattle media yesterday, marking a significant moment for the team. Price was joined by head coach Mike McDonald and president of football operations and general manager John Schneider at the Virginia Mason Athletic Center for the event. Price expressed his enthusiasm, stating, "I'm blessed to be part of a winning program." The introduction served as a high-profile unveiling of the new player, signaling an important addition to the Seahawks roster as the team continues its season.